Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first day of games here in the second chapter of the GGvision Liquid Colosseum, featuring our champion,
Liquid Jinro, Gladiator of the Week.
Here spawning as the blue Terran in the upper right starting position of Selnaga Caverns. His Zerg opponent and challenger on this first day is ShowkeyOMG here in the lower left. He is a very well-known character on the Korean ladder up there at the Grandmaster League and a very formidable opponent. You have seen him featured on other YouTube casts with other well-known commentators, and he's definitely making a name for himself out there, but I think he's more of a semi-pro than a GSL contender. Nevertheless, a very formidable opponent that will give Jinro a run for his money. Here we see quick gas going down, but that was actually an extractor trick to cheat out an extra drone. And meanwhile, Jinro placing a supply depot at his ramp will be doing a wall in there. This is of course part of the GGvision Liquid Colosseum, a direct collaboration between GGvision.tv with me, Sebastian Sjoberg, and Team Liquid Pro. Barrack now going down following the supply depot. And it will showcase Jinro this week as our Gladiator in games that you have not seen streamed, casted or aired anywhere else. Quick gas, quite quick indeed, going down for Jinro. As you saw HayprO 2 weeks ago being the very first Liquid Gladiator in the Colosseum, based entirely on exclusive replays selected because of how entertaining and inherently awesome they are. Jinro, being based in Korea, even though he is of Swedish origin, has been one of the most stalwart characters in Starcraft 2 since its inception, one of the very first to go to Korea and undertake the great endeavor that is, and he was also one of the very first to qualify for the GSL Code A, even though that was a while ago. Spawning pool and extractor going down here for a third player, whilst also fast expanding here on his 15th drone. Jinro will be able to scout this, I do suspect. Yes, there indeed, he scouts it, and he will be able to find out exactly what is going on, and knowing that there's no immediate danger for a very, very quick circling push, since that hatchery has already gone down. And Jinro, who has not been doing too well recently, it must be admitted, at MLG or in GSL, will now return to form. The new GSL season starts this week, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm sure you're all aware, and Jinro will be climbing all the way to the top. And the proof of that will be first shown here in the GGvision Liquid Colosseum. This is Jinro's return to full power, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a pleasure and a privilege to be casting it for you. Here we see a reactor going down on the barracks and a factory right next to it, and this will no doubt be swapped so that we'll see a very quick Hellion opening from Jinro. That is something we've seen quite common nowadays from Terran players, a quick command center following that factory, so we'll be seeing a Hellion push and a fast expansion behind it. Very nice indeed. But if you watched Pro Starcraft lately, if you followed Major League Gaming, Anaheim, or any of the other major tournaments out there, you know that Terran players, in particular Korean ones, are very good at winning these days. And I would definitely say that Jinro is a Korean Terran player in all ways that matter. And he will definitely be deploying the strategies we have seen other Korean Terran players using lately, and they are definitely winning a lot right now. So this will not only be a testament of Jinro's skill, it will be a showcase of Terran gameplay at the moment. It seems like Showkey is aware of the incoming Hellion threat. At the very least he should suspect it, so he's placing a spine crawler here that will be able to provide protection from Hellions running up here, at least somewhat. Circling speed all but finished, and now we see two Hellions closing in on Showkey's base, roasting quite a few Zerglings already, having killed 2 of them so far. And he of course got many more coming. Here's 2 and another 2 on the way, and this new factory will now be placed on this reactor, and we'll be seeing a lot of Hellions no doubt from Jinro. And 4 Hellions as he's got now, that's good. 6 is a lot better, because 2 Queens, 1 Spine Crawlers and quick Zerglings on creep. It's not too easy to micro around, but then again Jinro is one of the very best in the business, so maybe he'll be able to inflict some terrible hurtage onto his Zerg opponent here and now. But he will be waiting for an additional 2 Hellions to join the fray, and here we go. this will be very interesting and quite pivotal, because Jinro needs to make damage happen here, and he's already doing that quite well, roasting very many drones right there. And now these queens are also in danger, and these Zerglings are just lining up to get killed, ladies and gentlemen. 2 Hellions going down, but already having killed quite a few drones and Zerglings. This queen might actually get killed. One more burst, and a beautiful transfuse saves that queen. Very nice lead by Showkey. Zerg players these days are getting very good at microing their queens. It's a joy to see, especially from a Zerg player's point of view as myself. Nevertheless, Jinro is doing quite a lot of damage with these early Hellions, actually getting a building creep tumor as well. That's very important, as again, Zerg players these days are so good at using all the different abilities of their race, and if a Zerg is allowed to spread creep, well, then it's very bad indeed. So now we have a whole gaggle of Hellions. They are not Blue Flame though, because he's been putting reactors on all of his factories, but they are many and they are eager for Zerg blood. This queen will nevertheless die this time around, and so many drones. Still is taking a lot of pain from the spine crawlers, which was beautifully placed, but never mind. These drones, oh, that's a carnage, ladies and gentlemen. And he will be moving up for even more blood, Jinro does. Slaying Zerglings on the way, slaying even more. Oh, had these been Blue Flame, they would have been dead already. But nevertheless, even though it seems like Jinro's Hellions are now pinned in, he will definitely be happy with that result. 43 units killed in total and 17 drones. And of course, every Zergling killed is a drone that never happened. And another 5 Hellions already out. However, what will Jinro transition into? Now he is positioning his factory next to this tech lab, and has already got another one on the tech lab as well. Hasn't researched either Blue Flame, Siege Mode, or Thor shells, but no doubt he will do some of that very soon. An armory on the way also, going for gas here at his almost fully saturated expansion. Here's the armory. And we will definitely be seeing siege tanks coming out of Jinro, as well as siege mode now. So he will definitely transition into a very committed tech push here. But I do see a Spire on the way for Showkey, and Mutalist is of course a very wise thing to transition into, especially with Roach support. If Jinro can't get enough turrets and Thors up, his mech army will be very susceptible to pain. 5 more Hellions moving out. They might be able to get a few more drones, or at the very least push back creep tumors or any further expansion attempts by Showkey. We could see here how Jinro were checking out whether this second natural was taken. It was not. 1 creep tumor going down. I say that it's always worth the investment if you can scan and get 1 creep tumor, if you feel that you have an economic advantage, or if you're at the very least even. If you can prevent the Zerg from spreading creep, then you're all good. Now we see range weapons being upgraded, and no Roach Warren yet, so I guess, and there we see it, the Roach Warren now on the way, and quite a few Mutalisk, 5 of them building right now. Jinro having positioned his Hellions here, now moving out with Marines, tanks, and a few more Hellions, as well as an SCV. Might be building turrets along the way. These Hellions now have to retreat, but having killed 2 more creep tumors, Jinro is so good at holding the Zerg back, and I do love seeing this. However, he is very lacking in anti-air support. These Marines are quite unupgraded and will definitely not stand very well against these Mutalisk. Thors now on the way for that very purpose, and turrets going up. Mutalisk, however, will try to kill off what they can, and these Hellions, they no longer can give the map control to Jinro that they previously did. Very interesting indeed. Roach upgrades now going down, as well as infantry upgrades for Jinro's Marines, and we'll just have to see what kind of transition this player goes into. Now we see the Zerg player positioning himself to take a further expansion, and no more tech on the way as of yet. It seems like he will be sticking to Roach Mutalisk for the time being. A very powerful composition indeed. Expanding now. Jinro knows all about it, but he couldn't prevent it from happening. Looking here quickly at the units tab, we have 3 siege tanks, 2 Thors, and 2 Hellions, and 27 Marines, so it's definitely foddering up his mech army with a few cheap marines. Looking at the Zerg army, we see 12 roaches and 5 mutalisks. That won't be enough to hold, but we'll just have to see what happens. We should expect an explosion of units to happen quite soon. Transitioning back to the production tab, we see how Roach speed upgrade is not quite finished, and now this expansion will definitely go down. Meanwhile, we see the units of Showkey is positioning themselves at Jinro's front. This expansion goes down, but Jinro's front seems fairly soft. These roaches are indeed many, and they are angry, and they have 1 attack upgrade. Jinro is completely unupgraded on his mech, and this Thor, this tank, and this bunker with marines go down in seconds. We might have a base race situation, ladies and gentlemen. Jinro took all of his army with him, and he cannot hold. The roaches are in his base, and I doubt they will ever go away. Meanwhile, we see here how Jinro is crashing into the natural of the Zerg player. He won't be able to defend that either. This is quite a formidable force and very well positioned. And you can follow what goes on in Jinro's base in the picture-in-picture window. And it seems like the Zerg player is indeed evacuating his entire force with harvesters and already escaping from his main base as well, knowing that the ramp will soon be blocked by Jinro's forces. And indeed we have a full base race going on. This is very interesting, quite unorthodox. Roach is now getting slaughtered. But what happens over in Jinro land? Well, he's using the Terran player's prerogative to simply lift everything away. I don't think we have any mutalisks left. No, we don't. There are no mutalisks left for Showkey, and soon Jinro will also be able to slay the spires. So Jinro will be able to lift off his buildings, and should he be able to procure a safe base, he will be able to rebuild. But very interesting development here, ladies and gentlemen. The SUVs of Jinro, all but 1 are killed. And now we see Jinro quickly dispatching of this base. We'll be able to destroy it in seconds. No more roaches, no more mutalisks. Meanwhile, we see here barracks floating away, 2 command centers, and the last buildings getting killed by the roach army. Meanwhile, however, Jinro will be able to, well, he can take the Zerg player's expansion or main base if he clears away the creep. Of course, his command centers will continue to build up energy while they are floating, so you can simply land them and scan. Here the barracks and 1 factory are hanging out, and meanwhile we see roaches trying to find something to kill that won't shoot back. And looking quickly at the units there, we see 23 drones, but only 2 SUVs of Jinro. He of course got mules. Now we see hatcheries being planted all over the place. That's perhaps less than wise, because Showkey doesn't have too much in the bank right now. He can't build another hatchery if these are killed. He should probably cancel this, otherwise he can only build extractors. Of course, you win a game of Starcraft 2 by destroying the opponent's buildings, not units. So Showkey, he should definitely cancel this hatchery. I must strongly recommend it through space and time. Jinro now placing his buildings here as a wall, and he can of course destroy these rocks and start mining from there. He can start mining from there anyway, doing that right now, planting mules. Showkey actually did cancel his hatcheries. Now he's got 300 minerals, and having built an extractor over here, he won't be dead just yet. He's actually placing a hatchery down here instead, which could be wise, but Jinro's force is right up here and might be able to kill it. This is a very interesting development, ladies and gentlemen. You can follow what happens in the picture-in-picture windows. Here we see roaches now burrowing, so they will be gaining their heal, but the hatchery once again getting not cancelled but rather destroyed. And now we see what's going on here. The siege tanks getting killed and Thors and Marines being slayed, but who will win this battle? It all comes down to this. It's very even, but it seems like the Thors, and they should be repaired by mules by the way, will be going down. Here we now stand, ladies and gentlemen, crashing into each other as Jinro's mules are getting killed. Seems like Showkey will be taking the advantage, might even take the game. Jinro now got 3 Marines, and they of course, they know where this last extractor is. You see that when the last main building as the hatchery is getting killed. And Showkey has 63 minerals. Jinro might be able to destroy this. I do think he will. He's got Stimpack, and the forces of Showkey won't be able to get here in time. So he has now planted another extractor somewhere. He's placed it here, of all places, right up in Jinro's base as it stands. So this is all it comes down to, ladies and gentlemen, this extractor. Jinro can of course lift up his buildings and the game could go on for perpetuity, but I doubt that Jinro will do that. As long as he thinks he can kill this extractor with his last remaining forces, he will try to do so. Showkey has placed it right in the middle, Jinro knows where it is, and he's got 447 minerals, and as long as he can squeeze out some units from his scattered production facilities, and he is building them right now, though his rally points are less than ideal, he might be able to kill this extractor. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the craziest games I've ever seen, and here one marine getting needlessly killed, but 3 are emerging on the other side. If they can kill this extractor, Jinro will win. Instead they are evacuating. Here we have a lone Hellion that could prove very useful. They're actually now landing his command center over there, might be able to get in a few more minerals. His construction facilities are however burning. There are not too many of them left, but they are killing the extractor. Will the roaches be able to kill them in time? It seems like Jinro has destroyed it and finally won the game. Ladies and gentlemen, this was intense, and I do hope you enjoy the start of the GGvision Liquid Colosseum week here with Jinro as our gladiator. These kind of games you rarely see, but it's lovely when it does happen, and man, that was intense. I do hope you enjoyed it and that you'll stay tuned for the second game tomorrow. There's a link on your screen right now. Do click. And if you enjoyed it, well, check out GGvision.tv. I'm on Facebook and on Twitter, and there will be more awesome and exclusive Starcraft coming your way. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. GG and out.